Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter in the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, has criticized the continued payment of teacher trainee allowances, describing the policy as wasteful and financially unsustainable. According to him, the resources being used to fund the allowances could be redirected into more productive areas within the education sector, particularly the recruitment and payment of additional teachers. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Kofi Asare argued that Ghana must begin re-evaluating long-standing education policies that consume significant public funds without necessarily delivering the best outcomes for the country's education system. He maintained that teacher trainee allowances no longer serve the original purpose and should be scrapped in favor of investment that directly strengthen teaching and learning in schools. The allowance is wasteful. We won't discuss it again. Everybody knows it is wasteful. That amount can be invested into about 400 teachers every year. If we cancel the allowance today, that is, the equivalent is paying close to 400 teachers' salary in a year. And the next one is the 500 million allowance paid to nursing trainees. The teacher trainee allowance policy was reintroduced to provide financial support for students in colleges of education and encourage more people to enter the teaching training profession. Beyond the issue of training allowances, Kofi Asare also called for major reforms in Ghana's teacher recruitment system. He advocated replacing the current approach of automatic teacher recruitment after graduation with what he described as a demand-driven teacher employment system. According to him, teachers should only be recruited based on specific vacancies and the actual needs of schools and districts rather than through blanket posting. So, EduWatch has brought up, shall I say he has brought up a point? No, this is not a point. A suggestion that the teacher trainee allowances should be scrapped. It should be cancelled. And that is because government is paying more. And according to him, the money will be used can be used to pay more teachers and as well divert the money into some deficits or challenges facing the education sector. If you look at training and the universities, you don't take any allowance. You go to school without being paid. But with the teacher and the nursing trainee, they pay them something because then they want more people to find their way in the teacher training. They were making the teacher and the nursing trainee lucrative to attract more people into the sector. And now we have them in abundance. Every year, I can tell you, the number of people who apply for the nursing, for teaching, they are more than other fields because they've made it so lucrative. So I realized that somewhere in 2013 or so, the allowance was scrapped and then it brought a lot of challenges. I mean, there were instances where they said the number of people who enroll in the teaching and the nursing training decreased because there was no allowance. Now this is it. I feel like students in the teacher and the nursing trainee are equally the same as students in the university. So if this allowance will be scrapped and then it will be used in something meaningful. I'm not saying the allowance they are paying the students are not meaningful. It will be used in something meaningful, then so be it. Because does it really make sense if you go to school, you are being paid and then at the end of the day you don't get employed? I'm just citing something. I'm not saying you taking the money is bad. But you get the money, you are being paid while in school. And that is because they want you to feel so comfortable and learn, okay? But the thing is, does it mean that the students in the universities, they are not feeling so comfortable? Does it mean that the students in the universities, they are different? No, it's equally the same. It's equally the same. So if the students at the universities are able to complete without them taking alawa, then students in the training and the nursing colleges can also complete without taking alawa. The issue is that it will be a bit difficult because bibia something that they've started with you, okay? It's like every time you ask your mom for money, whether she has it or not, she doesn't tell you the truth. She gives it to you. Even the day she's struggling, she doesn't tell you that, oh, my child, things are so difficult, okay? Even how we will feed is a problem. Let me use this money to venture into a business so we can earn a living. They don't do it. They just give you the money. And so in your mind, my mom is rich. In your mind, my dad is rich. And so you don't understand why your dad should tell you that I don't have the money when you ask it. So that is it. Something that you started with. I mean, you've pampered the child with that. And then at the end of the day, you are telling him or her that I can't continue. It will be a disaster. But this is it. They've laid down the reasons why they want to scrap the alawa. And that is because they feel like it's a waste. And I feel because of the alawa, even the number of people they enroll in the schools, there's a cut-off number. So if a government training college is enrolling about 3,000, 4,000 plus of students in a year, government is supposed to pay all these 4,000 students every month. And that is huge. Every month. And anytime they don't receive that money, they will protest. Because you said, I didn't force you. You brought it on board and you said you are going to pay me. You are going to ease my burden. And it goes to a time I feel like the government is not being fair. Why will you be paying student trainee, teachers and nurses, and then you forgo those at the universities? Are we not the same? Is it not the same head? It's the same head. So why will you give a teacher, trainee, student alawa, and then the university they enjoy alawa bia? So if this will be scrapped and the money will be diverted into expanding the schools, employing more teachers, so that at the end of the day, she will be employed. It is good. I feel like it is good. But it depends on how you receive it. I know some people are not going to receive this thing well. They are going to draw different meaning to this. But per my understanding, I feel like it will help. I remember during the first term of President Mahama, he said he wanted to scrap the allowance so that he will use the money in building more schools, more infrastructure, so that when they are done with school, they will be employed. Because we need the allowance more than the job. And sincerely speaking, if this allowance is being scrapped, and the money will be used for its intended purpose, then it's good. Because I feel like it is more meaningful. It makes sense when you are done with school and the job is waiting for you. You are not the one running, chasing after it. The job is rather chasing after you. That will make sense. It is only after this allowance is being scrapped and then you don't see it, then we can hold them accountable. We can hold them by their own words. Because you said this is the reason why you are doing this. Why are you not doing it? And as I said, it differs from each of us and how we reason or how we think. Some people will not take this lightly. They'll find every possible reason to stop this from happening because they see no reason why government should scrap alawa. But for me, I feel like the alawa should be scrapped. So that when you are going to school, you know that there is nothing like alawa. Then you get yourself prepared. Then that money will be used to build more schools. So that when you are done with your 4-year term or your 3.5 year, you will get a place to work. And then he mentioned something that I was so happy. And then based on the recruitment, it was as if they are just recruiting teachers. But he mentioned something that they will want to look at in the schools and then find out the teachers or the subjects that they are lacking teachers for. And then they employ teachers based on that. I feel like that will really help. Because when you go to some schools, we have about 3 social teachers, 5 math teachers, 5 math teachers, 6 science teachers. While we have other subjects that do not have, the professional teachers to teach. And so you see a math teacher being forced to teach a different subject. You will see a teacher that was trained to teach French pushed into teaching another course. It doesn't mean that you cannot teach science, you cannot teach English, or you cannot teach social. But so long as you went into the university to major on a particular subject, I feel like that subject should be given to you to teach. Because you look at all the subjects and then you felt like this is what I can teach and teach well. And so that should be given to you. So I feel like when that happens, it will help. Schools that are lacking teachers for some particular subject will get those teachers and then they will be employed. Rather than employing everybody at all, pushing them into the schools, giving them subject that they don't really, they are not so into it. And that is why you have some teachers coming into class and as if they are being forced to teach. They don't really care whether you understand or not. It's none of their business. So I feel like this is very good. And for the Allowance, please, if this is the reason, then it should be scrapped. But the money should be used for its intended purpose. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie.